Talk Live. You ready? So, hi guys. This is an update post-surgery. I had a full neck dissection on the 17th of August. That involved me being cut from, you get a treat here, from here, sorry for bumping the mic, all the way up to here. And as you can see, it doesn't look too pretty in places. But hey, it's supposed to save my life, isn't it? So today I'm going to be talking a bit about, I guess, what was involved, what the experience was like, the hospital stay, side effects, because there have been some, and how I felt, I guess. This is going to be an emotional journey, I'm sure, and some of the things that kind of look at me and think, damn, you look like shit. Well, maybe I do, maybe I don't, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But some of it's going to be pretty clear why I feel like I do, I guess. This cough, number one, is a problem. So, went in for surgery on the morning, got there about 7:30, signed in, waited. I went for surgery about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't wake up until 3:15. That's a really long freaking time. That's 7 hours. The whole kind of getting changed and stuff, putting on a gown, that was fine. They got me some compression socks, pretty normal stuff. I then went into the kind of pre-operative room, sat there, had a discussion with them about what was going to be involved, and they went, "Are you wearing your underwear?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am, because you told me I didn't have to take them off." Turns out, did have to take them off. No disposable pants. And I then found out at that moment that they were going to put a catheter in. I'm like, no, don't do that. Because I really didn't want to be aware of that fact that was going to happen. Did not want to know whatsoever, because who wants to know that someone's going to be putting a tube into their urethra? No one wants that. No one. So I said no. They explained that because I was going to be under for so long, I could get very dehydrated, so they have to keep me full of fluids, and then obviously there's a production of urine, and when I wake up after, I could be very disoriented. I was like, okay, well I don't want that to happen. So they decided that what would need to happen is that they would essentially scan my bladder to see how full it was after surgery, drain it, then wake me up, so I'd never know. That was cool, that was fine. So they knocked me out, and I woke up. And that's where shit started. I couldn't swallow. I couldn't talk. I was more or less drowning in my own saliva at one point, because my mouth was just filling up and I couldn't swallow my saliva. And every time I tried to swallow it, I'd cough and splutter, and it'd come out, and they had to suction me. At this point, I didn't know why that was. The surgeon wasn't around. He briefly popped in, I think, when I was in and out of consciousness, and he was like, "The operation's done, you're okay. I'll talk to you whenever." And I was like, okay, because I couldn't talk. So yeah, couldn't talk, couldn't swallow, couldn't drink. I was thirsty, desperate for a drink, but I couldn't. I woke up and I kind of knew what had happened. I knew what was going on. I managed to look at the time. I was in recovery for about an hour. My poor wife Kim, she was having a nightmare, so that was 8 hours. 8 hours of her waiting for me, which we didn't realise it'd be that long at all. So I went to the ward, went down there. They had me hooked up to morphine. I was on like a morphine pump, and used it a few times. I wasn't in that much pain, and that's the thing, I'm still not in that much pain. And talking about the pain side of things, I'm numb. I can't feel any of this. I guess moving on to the side effects, the stuff that I started to realise was wrong. Obviously, went down to the ward, wife was there, couldn't talk to her. I could not talk. I was coughing, I couldn't swallow, I was having to spit into a dish for days. And I'll go into more of that in a minute. And so yeah, numbness. First of all, I am numb still from about here up to my ear and down that line and down to my chest about here as well. So I can't feel a thing still. Also at my back as well, I'm super sensitive still, and I've got a lot of weakness in my left arm. I can't move it the way I used to. Because of that, I started to have muscle atrophy already in my traps, in particular on my left hand side, and a lot of weakness there, which is, for someone who's as physical as I am, is utter shit. This cough, this tickly cough, it'll make more sense in a minute as well, of why I have that when I explain it, because I've had that since I came out of hospital. You know, here we are, what is this, the 13th? No, 12th of September. So it's been almost a month since surgery, which is insane, because it feels like it was yesterday. So, I couldn't talk, which for me, I've been doing these videos for people that are interested in my cancer story. Also, I do YouTube for gaming, I do live streaming, and I really enjoy it. It's a great hobby. And my job, I work in a call centre, so I talk, I manage people, I have to talk for a living. I thought everything was over. So that Friday afternoon, I'm sitting there and I am an absolute fucking mess. I am crying. I feel like my life is over because I couldn't talk anymore. I couldn't swallow, I couldn't drink anything. So for me, I was hungry as well. I was starving hungry, really hungry. And so it meant I didn't have anything to eat on the Friday night. I was kind of left to my own devices on the Friday, made it to the toilet and stuff, had some help from a healthcare assistant, got there, had to throw up in a bowl, dark green vomit, really unusual. So that was pretty rancid. But yeah, hooked up to a drip, morphine pump, and they're pumping me full of fluids, obviously to keep me topped up, keep me going. As soon as I could get into my own pyjamas, I did, because that was really important to get comfortable. But yeah, so my wife and my parents didn't come and visit me until Sunday. I didn't want them to. It was kind of really distressing for everybody on that Friday. In particular, I'll say that I had 2 cannulas in, so I had one in each arm. And the one that I originally had in on my right hand side came out when I got back to the ward, and blood started coming out and stuff like that. And that was kind of the pushing point that my wife had to go, and I had to kind of send her away. And people might think it's like, oh, what do you mean she left you? No, it's not like that at all. If someone's distressed and someone who cares about you is there and they're distressed by your condition, but you can handle it at that point in time and you can handle it on your own, then you do, and you send them away, because you don't want them to see you like that. You don't want them to be upset. So the sleepless nights began at that point. I didn't sleep for about 5 days after this. So Saturday came. I haven't eaten anything since Thursday evening at this point. I couldn't eat anything, I can't. The decision was made that I would have to be fed by nasal gastric tube. So that means they have to put a tube down your nose into your stomach, and they pump you full of this high calorie nutritional stuff, hook it up to a pump, and you have this tube going down, and it's in. So yeah, Saturday morning, the ENT registrar came with a junior doctor, and this was like a really traumatic experience. And I'm going to be open and honest, and I cried. I wept. I absolutely wept. I had tears streaming down my face. I was retching as they did this. So first of all, camera in the nose to have a look down the back of my throat to see what was going on with my vocal cords. First of all, only half my vocal cords work anymore. My right hand side works, my left hand side doesn't. That means that my voice is probably half as strong as it used to be, but you're probably thinking, oh, this sounds all the same. Editing. And this is it. This is probably about as much as I can push my voice. This is maximum volume. This is maximum effort. So yeah, vocal cords. So they're like this. This side's going. This side's not. It's like it's not there. It's almost retracted all the way back, but the right hand side's coming all the way across now, which is good. because I learned how to talk again after the surgery. The problem is that I had some nerves that were damaged. So the surgeon came on the Saturday as well and spoke to me about what happened. The nerve that goes to your left vocal cords had to be removed because it was actually encased in cancer completely. Also, there was some bruising that happened to my epiglottal nerve, which is the one that controls your swallowing, which is why I had so many problems. On the Saturday, the left-hand side of my tongue was numb, the left-hand side of my face was numb, so was my I couldn't feel like my teeth and stuff. Really, really weird, super weird stuff happening there, I would say. Never experienced anything quite like that before. Imagine going to the dentist but it not wearing off. I think that's the best way of putting it. Clive, really? Cancer killing bugs. Classic. So, there I was on the Saturday morning, hungry, tired, thirsty, unable to eat, drink, swallow water, swallow my own saliva, you name it, with a tube in my nose. So this tube they put in my nose. Like I say, camera went down, that was fine. The registrar then got a junior doctor to have a go with the endoscope, and they totally fucked it up, if I'm honest. They hurt me, they left me in a lot of pain, they got it right back. I got to the point where, bearing in mind I only had surgery the day before, I managed to push 2 people off of me because it was being hurt, and basically when the camera came out, it was facing like this, so it basically scraped out this way because they put it in, it's gone dunk, far too far. And I had to say to them, you're hurting me, stop, 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 stop. And you might say, oh, you should complain, bloody NHS. But I went, people do have to train at some point. The cat's taking a shit. So, what happened is that the tube went in, they swapped over again. The tube goes into your nose and you have to swallow and keep swallowing, and every time you swallow they push it to go in with your peristaltic movement to make sure that it goes in. And they have to also, and the reason why I'm looking at the camera is to make sure it's going in the right place. So it's not going into your lungs, because if it goes into your lungs and they start pumping food into you, you will die. And you don't want that to happen. This bloody cat. Not doing this with you. Behave yourself. So, right, tube is in, and they tape it to your nose. That's great fun. Then what they have to do is they have to arrange an X-ray to make sure that it's gone in to the right place, because it's got a guide wire in it. So this tube has a wire in it, so it shows up on an X-ray so they can see where the tube is. So at this point in time, I have got cannula, tube in the nose. Oh, and I've also got 2 chest drains in, or 2 drains in my wounds. So 2 pipes sticking out with these little, quite large containers I have to carry around with me every time I go to the toilet. Amazing stuff. So I feel like an absolute freak of nature at this point. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm in pain. I've got 36 staples in my neck as well at this point. I wanted to give up. I couldn't see how life was gonna be normal again. I couldn't tell how I'd be able to eat again. I didn't know how I'd be able to speak again. And YouTube's my hobby. And not only that, my everyday life. How was I gonna talk to my wife? How was I gonna talk to my family, my friends? How was it gonna work? With no voice, you can't work with no voice, you can't. And that's the thing, I couldn't get past that. And I said through this whole process that I wasn't ashamed of crying, wasn't ashamed of being upset, I wasn't ashamed of being scared, but I was ashamed that I actually felt like giving up. So on that Saturday morning, I'm lying there and I've not eaten. Or Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, in fact. I hadn't eaten, I hadn't drunk. I was spitting into a cup, because it was better than the alternative of choking on my own saliva. And I had tubes coming in and going out. And I am ashamed to say I felt like giving up. I felt just being like, whatever. You know what? No more treatment. Cancer, I'm done. Let it win. Let it slowly go on. And I'm ashamed of that. But they started pumping me full of food down my nose. Weird experience, just so you know. Wasn't hungry anymore. Day after, I woke up and I was feeling considerably stronger because I had some calories in me overnight having the feed. And that was the start. My parents came to visit me on the Sunday. I couldn't talk still properly. I had this tube going in, and every time I swallowed, or tried to swallow, I could feel it. Whenever I was talking, I felt like it was getting in the way. And the reason why I couldn't talk is because one vocal cord was working, one wasn't. The reason why I couldn't swallow is because one side was essentially asleep. So imagine if you lie on your arm and your arm falls asleep, but imagine that for the side of your throat. Like literally it was like this. Down. Bumping the mic again, sorry. That's what it was like. Not super, not great, but there you go. And that's how it started. Monday came. I was visited by my wife and my parents on the Sunday. They were very, very worried about me. To be fair, who can blame them? Then on the Monday, my wife and my mum came to visit. It's good to see them. By Monday, I could eat. By Monday morning, I could drink because the speech and language therapist came and they held on, got me to try and do the motion, do the swallow. And the thing is that naturally throughout this as well, the nerve function's coming back because the nerve gets bruised. Because what had to happen is with the cancer, I should probably talk about the cancer really, shouldn't I? The cancer itself was bigger than expected. So the surgeon went in expecting this 4 centimetre tumour. What they got was this 5.5 centimetre tumour that was wrapped around absolutely fucking everything. So they removed my jugular, because apparently that's been shut off and not working for who knows how long anyway, because it's wrapped in cancer and the cancer put so much pressure on it, it just shut off. Also, they had to remove the nerve to the vocal cords as well, because that was embedded in the cancer, and the cancer was like proper wrapped around. So as you can see, the scar comes right down to here. They had to basically hollow some stuff out around my collarbone, and they went as far into my chest as they could as well. They literally looked and went, "Okay, we've removed as much as we can see." The only way for me to have been kind of investigated further from a surgical point of view would be if they had cracked my chest open. That sounds rough, doesn't it? Which they didn't do for obvious reasons. So, cancer's a bitch. Yeah, and my body, apparently according to the surgeon, it's not behaving like normal cancer, it's not normal thyroid cancer, it's more aggressive and growing fast. So remember, back in the beginning of June, when I had my radioactive iodine treatment, they thought it was 4 centimetres. Then by the time it came around to surgery, mid-August, it had grown 1.5 centimetres, which is ridiculous. Also, don't forget in this as well, I've got stuff in my lungs still. But you know what? I've gone off tangent. So we're talking about Monday. Wife and mother came to visit. They came to check on me, see how I was doing, and I had dinner brought out whilst they were there. It was this really horrid chicken curry, but you know what? I ate half of it, which was incredible. I still had the feeding tube in as well because I still couldn't manage to eat properly. I basically had to drink water like this, head to the side, sip it, and at some point I had water coming out my nose. I drank some Ribena, Capri Sun, please note other drinks are available, and that ran out my nose as well. That was awful, absolutely awful. At a certain point I had water just come out my nose. I'd just sit there and be like, oh right, this has gone wrong, because I couldn't create a seal at the back of my throat. When you swallow, you create a seal at the back so that food doesn't come out your nose, food doesn't go into your nose and stuff like that. Couldn't create a seal, so I had that problem. But Tuesday came round, we had some breakfast, excuse me, had some porridge, ate like half porridge. I was supposed to be on this like liquid pureed menu, and speech and language therapist came on the Tuesday again. I'd improved enough. They keep bringing me stuff to try. try this yogurt. So I had some yogurt went down. Oh my god, yogurt was great. Peach flavoured yogurt, fantastic. Then on the Tuesday as well, I had some yogurt and some bit like cake stuff. Great. Had a visit from a friend on Tuesday as well. One of my friends from the gaming world, which is slightly bizarre. He lives very local. He came to visit me in hospital, and you know what, it was a really, really big boost having a friend there to talk to. Jason, thank you very much. And we just kind of had a chat, and we just spoke about random crap, gaming. They brought dinner out. I ate some dinner. It was rough. Hospital food has a bad rep, but this is much better than the stuff at Mount Vernon. So there's that. They also took the tube out as well on the Tuesday. As soon as I could eat, they took the tube out in the morning. They came around and went, "Can you eat?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, tube comes out then? Yes. That relief. So they'd really stuck it down, and when they peeled it off, the skin underneath was absolutely ruined. Like, they peeled sheets of skin off. I did. Clogged pores. So minor, but amazingly the thing that really bothered me. Also had the final drain removed as well, and so I was drain free, tube free, and I started pushing to get the cannula taken out as well, but I still had to have some antibiotics, and I couldn't take tablet form at that point either. So swallowing was still a bit of an issue. I was on soft stuff that I could kind of, water was more difficult than yogurt or mashed potato even, just because it would run and flow and a bit more movement based. So yeah, that's I then got discharged the day after as soon as I could eat. By Sunday, I was eating fried chicken, which for me was absolutely incredible. So I've come a long, long way in a very short space of time, or I did come a long way in a short space of time. The healing has slowed down massively. My strength is not coming back to my left arm as much as I would like. Grip strength, like literally between here and here, I'm strong. I feel like I could crush a couple of walnuts, totally fine. Problem I've got, I can move my arm here, pops, grinds, clicks, because I can't engage my lats or my rear delt whatsoever. Also, whenever I move my left arm around, it's like my shoulder blade pops out. Because I can't keep it stuck down like I can on this side. You push back. This, I can't move it. So I'm waiting on physio. I'm also going to be seeing a psychologist as well, which is next week. With regards to the cancer and beating that's going to be a struggle, a physical struggle going forward. Seeing the oncologist tomorrow. We're hoping what should happen is I should be going on some tyrosine kinase inhibitors, right? So what that does is that stops your cancer from growing. That works for thyroid, kidney and liver cancer most of the time, sometimes. So the idea is I go on them, then I do radioactive iodine. So you stop the growth, then you kill some. Then it doesn't grow back, because at the moment I've been outpacing the treatment. So I'm hoping that will help. If not, I'm fucked. So hopefully it does. But yeah, current feelings, still numb, can't feel my ear, can't feel anything below here, on probably from there. This is completely numb. Oh yeah, here's a picture of what the wound looked like with staples in. Ta-da! Magic of editing. And obviously now, as you can see, it looks pretty brutal, but it also it's healing well. They say it's healing well, but yeah, 36 staples had to be removed, and that was on the Friday after. But yeah, I was in hospital from Friday morning through to Wednesday afternoon, which is a long freaking time to be in hospital for. Barely slept when I was there because I couldn't swallow. This is something you don't realise actually. When you sleep, you have to swallow. I couldn't. So every time that I would drift off, mouth fills with saliva, automatic swallow reflex kicks in immediately, and also I'd have build-up, so I'd constantly swallow, and it'd basically sit on top of my vocal cords, and it wouldn't go further. It wouldn't go because it would be like catch pockets if you've got there and stuff, and we have to clear it. But yeah, then I'm like going, coughing this stuff up, absolutely horrible. Not an ideal situation, but everything is reasonably back to normal now. I can sleep. I can only sleep on one side though. The main reason for that being is that this side being completely numb, I need to make sure that when I sleep, I'm sleeping with my shoulder down, so I'm not hunching up, because if I do, then it can heal tighter than it already is. And this is super tight, not good. Got a lot of exercise to do. I would like to see a physiotherapist. Don't need to see the speech and language therapist again, or the dietitian, because I can eat, so that's fine, that's not a problem, and I can talk. I know what needs to be done from a certain point of view. But the arm and the shoulder stuff is going to be a problem, so maybe the charity boxing match that I wanted to do is going to have to wait a while. As soon as I can do it, I will do it though. That's for sure. I'm not giving up on it. But I am going to round off the video by saying, if you have any questions about anything I have been through, or if I've missed something, which I could have done, a lot happened in a very short space of time, then ask me down in the comment section. I will respond, I will answer them. That is no problem at all. If you've been through something similar and you want to have a chat, again, leave me a comment, let me know. Also, if you have felt like you're going to give up, me too, but don't. Because if you give up, then you're done, aren't you? Yeah, sure, it's over, but you're leaving people behind. And I refuse to. There's so much in life I haven't done yet, and from a purely selfish point of view, I want to live longer. I have a wife. I would like to have a family. I've got parents who I should be outliving and not giving up on. And you have friends. I have friends who care and support. And I've been amazed with the support everyone has given. And although you probably be like, well, people should give support, you don't expect it, you don't feel entitled to it, but when people do support you, it feels good. It's a boost, a huge, huge boost. And I kept everyone updated on Facebook, I kept my online community updated, and I told them everything that was happening, and they had my back. I get messages from people just saying, look man, you'll beat this, you're tough, you're a fighter, you're the toughest person I know, and I don't feel it. I feel weak, I feel beaten, and the cat just turned the bloody TV on.
We all need that.
Damn it, Clive, really?
Yeah,
We're not watching the bloody Desperate Housewives of Orange County or whatever. But beaten. That's where I was. But I was picked up again by my friends and my family and my community around me. So thank you. Appreciated more than you could possibly know. So yeah, you're struggling? Open door. Come talk to me, it's cool. If you're going into surgery and you're having the same kind of things and you want to know what to expect, again, ask me, let me know. This is not fear mongering. I have had everything that can go wrong in any way, shape or form with this cancer. So I am your worst case scenario. I am also the person that's not going to give up. So yeah, that's me. So yeah, I'm going to end with a thank you to everybody for the support. And I'm going to say, make sure that you like, subscribe, share. Sharing is probably more important than anything else, to be honest. Because there'll be people out there who have no idea that there is someone else going through the same thing that they can talk to. I am here. I'm talking to you. If you've had a problem, come talk to me. It's cool. But right, thanks for watching. Take care.